Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chapter 11. Suta Uvacha Anartan sa upavrajya Swadhan janapadan swakan Dhagmau daravaram tesham Vishadam shamayanniva. Suta Goswami said, upon reaching the border of his most prosperous metropolis, known as the country of the Anarthas, Dwaraka, the Lord sounded his auspicious conch shell, heralding his arrival and apparently pacifying the dejection of the inhabitants. Sauchuskasho Dhavalokarodharo the apyurukramasyaadharadhorna shornima apyuk sa uchakashe Dhavalodharo dare Pyurukramasya shonima Dhadmayamana Karakanjasam Pute Yathabjakhande Kalahamsa Utsvanaha. The white and the fat bowled conch shell, being gripped by the hand of Lord Krishna and sounded by him, appeared to be reddened by the touch of his transcendental lips. It seemed that a white swan was playing in the stems of the red lotus flowers. Tamupashrutya ninadham jagadbhaya bhayavaham pratyudhyayuh praja sarva bhartudarshana lalasaha. The citizens of Dwaraka, having heard that sound which threatens fear personified in the material world, began to run towards him fast, just to have a long desired audience with the Lord, who is the protector of all devotees. Tatropanita balayo rave Tatropanita balayor Raver deepamivadhrutaha Tatropaniyata balo raver deepamivadhrutaha Atma Ramam Purnakamam Nijalabhena Nityadha Prityut Pullasukha Prachur Harshagadghadaya Gira Paritam Sarva Suhrudam Avitaramivarbhakaha. The citizens arrived before the Lord with their respective presentations, offering them to the fully satisfied and self-sufficient one who, by his own potency, incessantly supplies others. The citizens arrived before the Lord with their respective presentations, offering them to the fully satisfied and self-sufficient one who, by his own potency, incessantly supplies others. These presentations were like offering of a lamp to the sun, yet the citizens began to speak in ecstatic language to receive the Lord just as wards welcome their guardian and father. नतास्मतेनाथ सदाङ्घ्रिपङ्कजं विरिञ्च वैरिञ्च सुतेन्द्रवन्दितं परायणं क्षेममिहेच्छतां परं न यत्र कालः प्रभवेत् परः प्रभुः. The citizens said, O Lord, you are worshipped by all demigods like Brahma, the four sanas, and even the King of heaven. You are the ultimate rest for those who are really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. You are the supreme transcendental Lord, and inevitable time cannot exert its influence upon you. Bhavayanastvam bhava vishvabhavana tvameva matata suhrutpatih pita tvam sadgururna paramam cha daivatam yasyānuvritya krutito babhūmiva. O Creator of the universe, you are our Mother, Well-wisher, Lord, Father, Spiritual Father, and the worshipable deity. By following in your footsteps, we have become successful in every respect. We pray, therefore, that you continue to bless us with your mercy. Aho sanata bhavatasmayadvayam त्रैविष्टपानामपि दूरदर्शनं निरीक्षणाननं पश्येम रूपं तव सर्वसौभगम्. Oh, it is our good luck that we have come again today under your protection by your presence, for your lordship rarely visits even the denizens of heaven. Now, is it possible for us to look into your smiling face, which is full of affectionate glances? Now it is possible for us to look into your smiling face, which is full of affectionate glances. We can now see your transcendental form, full of all auspiciousness. Yarhyam bhujaksha pasasara bho bhavan kurun madhun vath suhruddridrakshaya tatrabdhakoti pratimah kshame तत्राब्धकोटि प्रतिमः क्षणो भवेत् रविं विनार्क्ष्णोरिव नस्तवाच्युत यर्ह्यम्बुजाक्षापससार भो भवान् कुरून्मधून् वात सुहृद्रिधृक्षया तत्राब्जकोटिप्रतिमः क्षणो भवेत् रविं निवार्क्ष्योरिव नस्तवाच्युत. O lotus-eyed Lord, whenever you go away to Mathura, Vrindavana or Hastinapur to meet your friends and relatives, every moment of your absence seems like 1,000,000 years. O infallible one, at that time our eyes become useless as if bereft of sun. Katam vayam nata chiroshite tvai prasanna dhrushtya किलतापशोषणं जीवेमते सुन्दरहासशोभितम् अपश्यमाना वदनं मनोहरम् इति चोदिरिता वाचः प्रजानां भक्तवत्सलः शृण्वानोऽनुग्रहं दृष्ट्या वितन्वन् प्राविशत् पुरम्. O Master, if you live abroad all the time, then we cannot look at your attractive face, whose smiles vanquish all our sufferings. How can we exist without your presence? Upon hearing their speeches, the Lord, who is very kind to citizens and devotees, entered the city of Dwaraka and acknowledged all their greetings by casting his transcendental glance upon them. मधुभोजदशार्हार्ह कुकुरान्धकवृष्णिभिः आत्मतुल्यबलैर्गुप्तां नागैर्भोगवतीमिव. As Bhogavati, the capital of Nagaloka, is protected by the Nagas, so was Dwaraka protected by the descendants of Vrishni, Bhoja, Madhu, Dasharha, Arha, Kukura, Andaka, etc., who were as strong as Lord Krishna. Sarvartu Sarvavibhava Punyavruksha Latakshmaihi Udyanopavana Ramair Vrutapadmakarashriyam. The city of Dwarakapuri was filled with opulences of all seasons. There were hermitages, orchards, flower gardens, parks, and reservoirs of water breeding lotus flowers all over. Gopuradvaramargeshu Krutakautukatoranam Chitradvajapalakagrair Antaf Pratihatatapam. The city gateway, the household doors, and festooned arches, along with roads, were all nicely decorated with festive signs like plantain trees and mango leaves, all to welcome the Lord. Flags, garlands, and painted signs and slogans all combined to shade the sunshine. Sammarjitamahamargah Ratyaapanakachatvaram Siktam Gandhajalairuptam Palapushpakshatankuraihi. The highways, subways, lanes, markets, and public meeting places were all thoroughly cleansed and thus moistened with scented water, and to welcome the Lord, flowers, fruits, and unbroken seeds were strewn everywhere. Dwari gruhanam cha dadyakshatapalokshubhihi alankrutam purna kumbhair balibhir dhupadipakaihi. In each and every door of the residential houses, auspicious things like curd, unbroken fruits, sugarcane, and full water pots with articles of worship, incense, and candles were all displayed. Nishamya Preshtamayantam Vasudevo Mahamanaha Akruraschograsenascha Ramaschadbhuta Vikramaha Pradyumnascharude Charudodre Pradyumnascharudeshnascha Sambhavo Jambavati Sutaha Praharshavegochashita Shayanasana Bhojanaha. On hearing that the most dear Krishna was approaching Dwaraka, Dharma magnanimous Vasudeva. Okay, on hearing the most dear Krishna was approaching Dwaraka Dhama, magnanimous Vasudeva, Akrura, Ugrasena, Balarama, the superhumanly powerful, Pradyumna, Charudekshna, and Shamba, the son of Jambavati, all extremely happy, abandoned, resting, sitting, and dining. वारणेन्द्रं पुरस्कृत्य ब्राह्मणैः ससुमङ्गलैः शङ्खतूर्यनिनादेन ब्रह्मघोषेण ताद्धृताः प्रत्युज्ग्मु रतैर्हृष्टाः प्रत्युज्मु रतैर्हृष्टाः प्रणयागतसाध्वसाः. They hastened towards the Lord on chariots with brahmanas bearing flowers. Before them were elephants, emblems of good fortune. Conch shells and bugles were sounded, and Vedic hymns were chanted. Thus they offered their respects, which were saturated with affection. Varamukyascha shatasho yanaistadarshanotsukāha lasatkundalanirбhāta Kapolavadana-shriyaha. At the same time, many hundreds of well-known prostitutes began to proceed on various vehicles. They were all very eager to meet the Lord, and their beautiful faces were decorated with dazzling earrings, which enhanced the beauty of their forehead. Nata Nartaka Gandharvaha सूतमाघदवन्धिनः गायन्ति चोत्तमश्लोक चरितान्यद्भुतानि च. Expert dramatists, artists, dancers, singers, historians, genealogists, and learned speakers all gave their respective contributions, being inspired by the superhuman pastimes of Lord. Thus they proceeded on and on. Bhagavamstatra bandhunam paurāṇāmanuvartinām yatā vidyupasamgamya sarveshām mānamadhade. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, approached them and offered due honor and respect to each and every one of their friends, relatives, citizens, and all others who came to receive and welcome him. Prahvābhivādanashlesha karasparsha smitekṣanaihi आश्वास्य चाश्वपाकेभ्यो वरैश्चाभिमतैर्विभुः. The Almighty Lord greeted everyone present by bowing his head, exchanging greetings, embracing, shaking hands, looking and smiling, giving assurances and awarding benedictions, even to the lowest in rank. Swayam cha gurubhir vipraihi sadharai stavirairapi ashirbhir yujyamano nonyair vandibhishchavishatpuram. Then the Lord personally entered the city, accompanied by elderly relatives and invalid brahmanas with their wives, all offering benedictions and singing the glories of the Lord. Others also praise the glories of the Lord. Gamam Rajamargam Gate Krishne Dwarakaya Kulastriyaha Harmyanyarurudhur Vipra Tadikshana Mahotsavaha. When Lord Krishna passed over the public roads, all the ladies from the respectable families of Dwaraka went up to the roofs of their palaces just to have a look at the Lord. They considered this to be the greatest festival. Nityam nirikshamananam yadapi dwarakaukasam navitrupyanti hi drushaha Shriyodhamangamachutam. The inhabitants of Dwaraka were regularly accustomed to look upon the reservoir of all beauty, the infallible Lord, yet they were never satisfied. Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha Panapatram mukham drusham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam. The Lord's chest is the abode of the goddess of fortune. His moon-like face is the drinking vessel for eyes which hanker upon all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting places for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of the pure devotees who never talk or sing of any subject except his lordship. Sitatapatra-vyajanairupaskritah prasuna-varshairavhivarshitah pati Vishankavasa vanamalaya bhabhau Ghanoyatar kodupachapa vaidhyutaihi. As the Lord passed along the public road of Dwaraka, his head was protected from the sunshine by a white umbrella. White feathered fans moved in semicircles, and showers of flowers fell upon the road. His yellow garments and garlands of flowers made it appear as if a dark cloud was surrounded simultaneously by sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows. Pravishtastu gruham pitroho parishvaktrasvamatrubihi vavande shirasa sapta devaki pramukha muda. After entering the house of his father, he was embraced by the mothers present. The Lord offered his obeisances unto them by placing his head at their feet. The mothers were headed by Devaki, his real mother. Tah putramangkamaropya snehasnutapayodharaha harshavihvalitatmanaha Sishichur Netra Jairjalaihi. The mothers, after embracing their son, sat him on their laps. Due to pure affection, milk sprung from their breasts. They were overwhelmed with delight, and the tears from their eyes wetted the Lord. Ata Vishat Svabhavanam Sarvakamamanuttama prasadayatra patninam sahasrani cha shodasha. Thereafter the Lord entered his palaces, which were perfect to the fullest extent. His wives lived in them, and they were numbered over 16,000. Patnyah Patim Patnyah Patim Proshya Gruhanupagatam विलोक्य सञ्जातमनोमहोत्सवाः उत्तस्त्युरारात् सहसा सनाशयात् साखं व्रतैर्वीडितलोचनाननाः. The queens of the Lord, Sri Krishna, rejoiced within their minds to see their husband home after a long period abroad. The queens got up at once from their seats and meditations. As was socially customary, they covered their faces shyly and looked about coyly. तमात्मजैर्दृष्टिभिरन्तरात्मना दुरन्तभावाः परिरेभिरेपतिं निरुद्धमप्यास्त्रवधम्बुनेत्रयोर्विलज्जतीनां भृगुवर्य Vaiklavat. The inseparable ecstasy was so strong that the queens, who were shy, first embraced the Lord in the innermost recess of their hearts. Then they embraced him visually, and then they sent their sons to embrace him, which is equal to personal embracing. But, O chief amongst the Burgus, though they tried to restrain their feelings, they inadvertently shed tears. Yadyapyasau parshvagato rahogatas tatapi tasyangri yugham navam vanam pade pade ka virameta tatpada chalapi yachrin कलापि यच्चरीर्न चलापि कलापि चिरीर् जुहाति कर्हिचित् पदे पदे वा विरमेत तत्पदाच्चलापि यच्चरीर्न जहाति कर्हिचित् यच्चरीर्न चलापि यच्चरीर्न jahati karhichit. Although Lord Sri Krishna was constantly by their sides, as well as exclusively alone, his feet appeared to them to be newer and newer. The goddess of fortune, although by nature always restless and moving, could not quit the lotus feet. So, what woman can be detached from those feet, having once taken shelter of them? Yevam rupanam kshitibhara janmana Yevam runanam kshitibhara janmanam akshauhinibhih parivritta tejasam vidhaya vairam swashano yathanalam mitho valeno parato nirayudhah. The Lord was pacified after killing those kings who were burdensome on the earth. They were puffed up with their military strengths, their horses, elephants, chariots, infantry, etc. He himself was not a party in the fight. He simply created hostility between the powerful administrators, and they fought amongst themselves. He was like a wind which causes friction between bamboos and so sparks a fire. Sayesha naralokesmin navatirna swamayaya reme striratnakutasto Bhagavan prakruto yatha. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, appeared on this planet by his internal potency and enjoyed himself amongst competent women as if he were engaging in mundane affairs. उद्धामभाव पिशूनाम् अलवच्चल उद्धामभावविशुनामलवल्गुहास व्रीडावलोकनिहतो मदनोऽपि यासाम् सम्मुह्य चापमजहात् सम्मुह्य चापमजहात् प्रमदोत्तमास्ता यस्योन्द्रियं विमयितुं कुरकैर्न शेकुः उद्दामभाव पिशुनामलवल्गुहास व्रीडावलोकनिहतो मदनोऽपि यासाम् सम्मुह्य चापमजहात् प्रमदोत्तमास्ता यस्येन्द्रियं विमयितुं कुहकैर्न शोकुः. Although the queen's beautiful smiles and furtive glances were all spotless and exciting, and although they could conquer Cupid himself by making him give up his bow in frustration, and although even the tolerant Shiva could fall victim to them, still, despite all their magical feats and attractions, they could not agitate the senses of the Lord. Tamayam manyate loko hyasangamapi sanginam atmaupam yena manujam vyaprunvanam yato buddha. The common materialistic conditional souls speculate that the Lord is one of them. Out of their ignorance, they think that the Lord is affected by matter, although he is unattached. Yetadishanamishasya prakrutistopi tadgunaihi na yujyate sadatmastair yata buddhistadakshaya. This is the divinity of the personality of Godhead. He is not affected by the qualities of material nature, even though he is in contact with them. Similarly, the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord do not become influenced by the material qualities. Tamme nirebala moodaha strainam chanuvratam rahaha apramana vido bhartur ishwaram matayo yata. The simple and delicate woman truly thought that Lord Sri Krishna, their beloved husband, followed them and was dominated by them. They were unaware of the extent of the glories of their husband, as the atheists are unaware of him as the supreme controller. Thus ends the chapter entitled Lord Krishna's Entrance unto Dwaraka. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.